Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video, I feel like it's going to be a long one. I'm actually really excited to film this video. You guys should see the amount of makeup that is on my table right in front of me. Wow, it's a lot. But I'm really looking forward to doing this video. I'm actually going to be sharing with you the new makeup that I tried. Not new makeup, the new brands that I tried in 2021. There are a lot of brands. I will say I deserve a pat on the back because I tried a lot of new brands in 2021. And obviously, there was a lot of makeup that came out last year, just like I'm sure this year is going to be the same. But I am really impressed with a lot of these makeup products, and it really has pushed me to even try more from the brands. So let's just jump right in. I have a feeling that it's going to be a long one. I also hopefully will include the brands that I want to try this year in 2022. So let's go ahead and get started. So firstly, I did try Pat McGrath in 2021. I was feeling really bougie in 2021, I guess, because I purchased quite a bit from Pat McGrath. So actually, my very first purchase ever from Pat McGrath was this palette. And this is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. So this is the holiday palette that she released. I purchased this during the fall VIB sale at Sephora. So this is the first product that I ever picked up from Pat McGrath. Really enjoyed this palette. Super impressed with it. Love the packaging. I can't say enough good things about it. It was actually in one of my top palettes of 2021. So be sure to check out that video. And then the next thing I picked up was the Utopian Dream palette. And this I picked up for my graduation. I got it, I want to say for like 30% off because I only paid about 80 something for this one, which is still a lot, but it's absolutely better than $125. So here is what this one looks like. It's absolutely stunning. I love the color story. Like I said, I treated myself to this one for my graduation. I'm thoroughly impressed. I do think I like the Celestial Odyssey one better, like the holiday palette better, just because it's a little bit more everyday, but I am really impressed with how this Mothership performs, and I'm definitely tempted to pick up some other Motherships as well if I can get them for a good price. So that was the other thing I picked up from Pat McGrath. And then I also picked up I think it was during the same sale of the Utopian Dream, like when I picked up that palette, I picked up this blush. And this is the blush in the shade Nymphette. And I have to say, I'm not as in love with the blush formula from Pat McGrath as I know a lot of people are. I think that they're absolutely beautiful. They're presented beautifully within the packaging, but I don't know, I'm just not in love with the formula. They're also very difficult to open. You really have to press down on the clasp to open them. I think the shade Nymphette is really beautiful, but again, it's just, I feel like it's not worth the price. And then the final thing that I picked up was this little trio. This is the Divine Blush and Glow trio in the shade Galactic Sun. And I purchased this because it had two shades of the blushes that I was really interested in trying out. The shades Divine Rose and Desert Orchid. So here is what the little face palette looks like. Again, presented super beautifully. The packaging is absolutely stunning, but just like the single, I'm not as impressed with these blushes as I thought I was going to be. I'm really disappointed, but I'm going to keep testing them out. I'm probably still going to keep them within my collection because they're so expensive. They were so luxe. But yeah, that was everything that I picked up from Pat McGrath. So quite a bit of Pat McGrath for the first time ever trying it. And then these are only two products that I have from the brands, but I did try the brand Undone Beauty in 2021. So the first thing I ever picked up was their Lip to Cheek palette in the shade Rosewood. Absolutely love this. It is so long lasting on the skin. Really enjoy not only the shade, but the formula is so pigmented. It's so easy to blend. It is just really good. I love this formula. So much so that I picked up another one. And this is again the Lip to Cheek palette, but it's in the shade Rosy. And this is the one that I decided to pick up after trying the Rosewood one. And not as obsessed with this shade as I am with the Rosewood one, but the formula is so good. And I like that I have this bright pink blush as an option. Then I did try the brand Patrick Ta, and I actually got quite a few things from Patrick Ta in 2021. I want to say this was the first thing that I ever got, and it was from an Ipsy bag actually. What was I trying to say? It was an add-on, so I did pay for it, and I honestly forgot that I had Ipsy in 2021, but I did for the first part. But this is one of his monochromatic blushes, and it's in the shade She's Passionate. And again, with the blush, not as impressed as I thought I was going to be. I feel like they're not super pigmented. I absolutely love this shade, but I just feel like I go in pretty ham with this one for it to get the pigment that I want on my cheeks. And that's very irritating for a very expensive blush. I obviously didn't pay the full price because I was able to get it as an add-on within my Ipsy bag, but still, like $18 is what I paid for this, and I don't know if it's worth that price tag. Another product that I'm not 100% sure about is the Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. I have the shade She's Sculpted. And so this comes with a cream bronzer and a powder bronzer. And I just am not 100% sure about this product. I feel like I have noticed that with a lot of Patrick Ta products. I feel like it is not as hyped as I thought it was going to be. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be because it is so hyped on YouTube. But this is nice, but it's not anything special in my opinion. The other thing that I picked up was actually this, and I'm really glad that I did because this is probably my favorite product so far from Patrick Ta, and this is the Major Headlines Blush Palette. So it comes with three cream blushes and three powder blushes. And so here is what this one looks like. It is very, very pigmented, like super pigmented. The shades that he included are very, very bright. I'm honestly shocked that these are the shades that he chose for this palette because they're so bright and pigmented, but I love blush and I love when it's pigmented, so I don't mind that too much, but I feel like some people may not like that for this, or may not like this for that reason. And I am impressed with this one. I do like this one. Like I said, it's probably my favorite product that I've purchased from the line. And then the final product from Patrick Ta is this one, and this is the Major Dimension Eyeshadow Palette. This is, again, so hyped here on YouTube. So many people enjoy this palette. They rave about this palette. And I just think it's so. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think it's a really stunning neutral palette. I definitely need to use it more. I've only used it maybe 3 times because I got it right at the tail end of 2021. And so the first time I used it was actually at the very beginning of 2022. And so I need to use this more. I need to reach for it more. But so far, I think it's stunning. I think it's very pretty. I love the color story. It's right up my alley, but I just don't think it warrants that price tag. I want to say this is like $67, $68, and that's more expensive than a Natasha Denona palette. And Natasha Denona is my favorite eyeshadow formula, so for this to just be kind of is not okay with me. So that is everything I picked up from Patrick Ta. 4 items, quite a few things, but overall the brand is okay. I'm definitely intrigued by some other products from the line, but so far it's definitely not a favorite brand. Another brand that I tried was Jaclyn Cosmetics, and you guys know my love for this palette. I'm not going to speak too much about this, but this is the Pastel Dreams palette. Love this palette. This was such a wonderful palette that joined my collection this year. I'm so pleased with this one, and honestly, I cannot get enough of this palette. I think it is absolutely stunning. I think it's beautiful. I cannot wait to play around with this one some more during this spring. I love it. I think it is really, really good. And ultimately, I am so pleased with this line that this brand is definitely on my radar because of how stellar I think the eyeshadow formula is. All right, another brand that I tried in 2021, and I've actually haven't used this yet, but this is Glam Light, and this is the Ice Cream Dream palette. I haven't used it yet. I know I'm terrible, but I'm really looking forward to hopefully using this one in the spring since it's right around the corner. I think the colors in this palette are so stunning. I definitely probably didn't need this one since I have the Give Me Glow one, but I am just such a pastel lover that I feel like I have to have all of the pastels within my collection, and I can't wait to use it. Plus the packaging is just super cute. My niece really likes the packaging of this one too, but I can't wait to play around with this one, and I'm happy to have some glam light within my collection. Okay, then I have Ilia Beauty, or LYS, and I purchased 3 products from them during their Black Friday sale. I will say, if you are at all interested in LYS, you need to wait for their Black Friday sale. They had 40% off everything on their site, and that's amazing because this brand is already pretty affordable. So I picked up, like I said, 3 things. The first thing is the Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. I just have the translucent shade, and this is good. It's not a favorite. I do think that there are some powders from the drugstore that I like better, but I think it's a fair product. And then I picked up the No Limits Matte Bronzer in the shade Motivate. And again, I think it's okay. I'm not sure if it's anything to like write home about. I think it's a good formula. I don't notice any issues with it, but again, I need to use this more because I haven't had it that long. A product, however, that I really enjoy and I definitely think you should check out are their Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blushes, but I specifically have the shade Confident. This is something that I definitely think you should check out, especially if you are a cream blush lover like myself. I love this cream blush formula. I'm really impressed with it, and I really like the shade Confident. This is probably deep for some people. They have other options as well, like they have a more peachy one, but I love shades like this so much. So I am overall pretty impressed with LYS. I think their packaging is really cute. It stands out within my collection, but my favorite by far is definitely the cream blush. Then I did try the brand Nabla, and I purchased quite a bit from Nabla. I purchased 4 products from the brand. So I did purchase, so the very first thing I ever purchased was actually this skin glazing in the shade Truth. So I had no idea that Morphe sold Nabla, and early in 2021 I went to Morphe in store and I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, I picked it up. It wasn't even on sale, but I wanted to try it so badly. I have heard so many wonderful things about these skin glazings from Nabla, and again, the shade Truth is just a beautiful kind of like blush topper, which is how I like to use it, or honestly just as a blush alone, it's really stunning that way too. So I'm really impressed with this one for sure. And then because I purchased that one, I did end up purchasing these 2 products from Ulta during the 21 Days of Beauty sale, but I think it was during the spring one. So the one that I definitely enjoy more so is the skin glazing in the shade Ozone. So this is definitely more of a highlighter, and this is really stunning. It's not as stunning as I thought it was going to be. Again, this is very hyped on YouTube. There's so many people that enjoy these highlighters from Nabla. I think they're really beautiful. I think they do kind of look like glass on your skin, but for some reason it's not as blinding as I thought it was going to be. So that's kind of the only reason that it's not like a favorite, but I do like it, and I have noticed I reach for it a lot. One product, however, that I don't really love, I don't think it's a bad product by any means, but it's just not a favorite. It's their skin bronzing. I feel like it's just the formula with this bronzer and the texture, and just overall, I just don't feel like it's as smooth as I thought it was going to be. Those are all of the complexion products. And then I did purchase the Side by Side palette from Nabla, and this is stunning. Like, this is really beautiful. I'm very pleased with this one. I absolutely love just how it's like neutral, but it has a little bit of color with like this pop of pink. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. I think it's so beautiful. The shade Better Society is stunning on the eyes. So really happy to have this one. Really getting through this video. I'm trying to go fast. Then I tried the brand Jaclyn Cosmetics. So this is a brand that I'm actually very pleasantly surprised how much I enjoy the products that I've tried from this brand. So that is Jaclyn Cosmetics, and the first thing I believe I picked up was this Rouge Romance Matte Blush Palette. And this is the shade Rouge Affair. This is super pigmented. This is actually the blush that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. Really enjoy this one. It's very pigmented, but I love just how blushy this is. Like if you are a blush lover, you need to have this in your life. I think it was limited edition, so if you can still get it, please do so. It is so, so good. My aunt saw this within my collection and she ultimately just had to purchase it and now she owns it. So really love this one. I need to use it more. I think it'll be perfect for spring and summer. So I'm hopeful that I will get some more use out of it. And then another product that I think is stunning from Jaclyn Cosmetics, these are the Luminous Rouge blushes. So these are loose blushes and I have the shade Love Language. And I really enjoy the packaging of her products as well. This palette, not so much, but I think this is really stunning. This is a beautiful, beautiful blush. It's definitely more of a luminous blush, but it's just so effortless on the skin and it looks airbrushed. So really, really enjoy this one. And what I was gonna say about Jaclyn Cosmetics is it is sold at Morphe. So what I would recommend is you trying to get their products on sale. And because it's sold at Morphe, there's often a lot of different sales on her products. And then I also picked up her, what are they called? Cream to powder blushes. So I have two shades. The first shade that I grabbed was the shade Overruled. It's a stunning, just mauve toned shade. And these are such a beautiful cream blush formula. Cream to powder is the perfect name for them because they really are a cream, but the moment they touch your skin, it's just like they blend out like powder. It's amazing. And then I also picked up the shade Impress, which I definitely want to use soon. It's just this really, really bright pink cream blush, but it looks absolutely stunning. So I really, really want to use that one. And then I also have purchased like a few lip products from the brand. I'm not going to get them now because I forgot about them and I'm really trying to get through this video. But I'm really impressed with Jaclyn Cosmetics. I think there's a lot of really great products from the line and I'm excited to see what she comes out with. I'm not a huge Jaclyn Hill fan, but I will say her cosmetics has definitely been intriguing to me. So really, really pleased with those products. Then I tried the brand Say and I am overall pretty impressed with this brand. I have two products. The first one is the Glowy Super Gel. So I kind of like to use this as a primer. It is very, very glowy, but it's very pretty on the skin. And then I also have the Say Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer in the shade Light Bronze. This is definitely my favorite product from the line. I just enjoy this more so than I do the primer. I love cream bronzer. I use this more regularly because this is pretty glowy. So I have to be a little bit careful with how I use that one. But really enjoy this bronzer. So far, there's not like a lot from the brand that I want to try. I was interested in their cream blushes, but I was actually able to swatch one in person at Sephora and I wasn't as impressed with it as I thought I was going to be. So right now, I'm pretty pleased with what I have so far from the brand, but maybe in the future. Then I tried the brand Melt Cosmetics and one of the products I am super, super in love with, and that is the cream blush lights from Melt. And I only have one. I have the shade Polished. I would love to pick up another one, but honestly, this is just the shade that I love so much that I just love the formula. I just need to love and abuse this one and not feel the need to just buy another one. I also love that they smell like vanilla. Not so much anymore, but I really, really enjoy this one. This is absolutely stunning. Really love this cream blush formula. It's definitely one of my tippy top favorites when it comes to formula. So really love that one. And another product was this Melt Brunette palette. And this, I haven't used it a lot. I definitely need to use it again, but this is a really nice, just kind of neutrally everyday palette. I really, really enjoy the different looks that you can come up with this palette. But I will say the Melt eyeshadow formula is definitely one that is not a favorite. This is the only Melt eyeshadow palette that I have, but it didn't leave me wanting to try more from the brand, if that makes sense. And it's kind of a shame because I think they have some really cool, beautiful color stories, but this one is just not a favorite. But, you know, I'm still happy to have tested out the formula. And then I did try Kosas, and Kosas I have a few products from. So I have the Revealer Concealer, and I do have the shade 03W. This is an okay concealer. It definitely glides on very beautifully on the skin. It blends out really nice. I am happy with this one, but it's just not a favorite. And then I also have the Cloud Set powder in the shade Breezy. And this is actually really nice, but for some reason mine has some pretty significant hard pan. I'm not sure why that happens, but I did learn that it's not just me. This happens to a lot of people as well. So that's kind of irritating, but I do think the powder is pretty nice. It definitely sets the skin, but it doesn't set it so much so that you're losing like that glow or anything. So I do like that powder. And then I also have one of their lip oils, and I have the shade Dip. So this is really, really stunning, but it's just a gloss in my opinion. I don't notice it feeling like a lip oil. It is a little bit more like pigmented than a lip oil that I would think a lip oil would be. So that's one thing, but I think the shade is really pretty. I think that it's a stunning formula, but I just don't think it's as like hydrating or moisturizing as a lip oil would probably be. I did purchase a palette from Lunar Beauty, and that is the Eternal Eclipse palette, and shame on me. I have only used this one time. I am so embarrassed to say that, but it was just a palette that I feel like what happened was it performed very well, but I didn't care for the look that I created with it that one time I used it. And I feel like ever since then, I just haven't had the urge or desire to use it again. So I really need to use this one. And because it's a neutral palette, I can still use this now. And I need to because it's really stunning. And I think the formula was pretty nice that one time I used it. And then I did try Ilia Beauty. Is it Ilia Beauty or just Ilia? I think it's just Ilia, but I have a few things from Ilia. The first thing was this multi-stick in the shade Dreamer. So this is pretty much just a cream blush. Really beautiful. The formula, again, nothing to write home about, but it is pretty nice. I do enjoy the shade a lot. And it does perform well. It is a good blush. The favorites, however, are definitely these lip oils from Ilia. These are the Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oils. I have the shades Only You and Tahiti. And these are so stunning. I am really impressed with these. I think that they perform really well, and I love the different shades. I think these are really good. I'm happy that I have them in a mini, and yeah, I'm really impressed with this one. And then another product that I'm impressed with that I really like actually is one of the, these are the liquid powder chromatic eye tints, and this is in the shade Mythic, and it's kind of like a peachy rose gold color, but I really like it. I think it's really pretty. It blends out nicely onto the eyes. I don't notice it being patchy or anything like that. So yes, really pleased with a lot of the products actually that I've tried from Ilia, and I'm excited. I really want to try like their bronzer for sure. So hopefully I will be able to pick that one up soon. And then I think I just have, I have like 4 more brands. Okay. Then I tried the brand Merit, and I actually got this in a set, and this is one of their cheek colors in the shade Cheeky. Again, this performs well, but it's just not anything that I think is worth the price. Like, I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to try another cream blush formula, another brand, but I just don't really have anything that I'm interested in from the brand Merit because it is a little bit pricey. And then Glossier, I have one of their cloud paints in the shade Beam. This is actually something that I got for my birthday from my sister. She was kind enough to get this for me, and I've actually never used it. I need to. I think because my sister, so she had ordered it for my birthday. My birthday's in August, and it didn't come until like I think after the fact or something, and my sister gave it to me, and it was already coming into fall. That this peachy color is just not a color that you wear in the fall. And so I know for sure that definitely I'll get some use out of it in the spring. So I'm really excited about that. And then Danessa Myricks. I did purchase one of her Color Fix. It's like a cream, so you can use it on the eyes, on the lips, on the cheek. And I have the shade Ballerina. As stunning as this is, I was a little unimpressed with this. I wanted to use it on Christmas Eve, and I had it on my lids and everything. I even went in with like my NYX glitter glue, and I don't know if it was how I applied it or something, but it was not good. I felt like it was like patchy. It wasn't very opaque. I felt like it was leaving like gaps on my eyelids. It was just really, really weird because I've heard great things about these. So maybe I just went in with too much. I don't know, but I need to continue playing around with that one. And then the last product, this is the last, or excuse me, the last brand, new brands that I tried in 2021, and that was Rephr. And so Rephr are a line of brushes. I have 3 Rephr brushes that I tried in 2021. I picked them up again during Black Friday. I have the Rephr number 3, the Rephr number 15, and the Rephr number 1. These are good. I think if you can get them on sale, they're probably worth the price, but I don't notice anything life-changing with these brushes. I think they're very soft. I will say that. They're very, very soft, and they do a good job with packing on, you know, eyeshadow, but I don't really have any issues with like my drugstore brushes or my BH Cosmetic brushes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's brushes from e.l.f., from ColourPop, from BH Cosmetics that perform just as good. And I don't feel like I need to have these luxury brushes, but I do think that they perform well, and I think that they get the job done. So this video is very long. I think I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on brands that I want to try in 2022, because this video is already approaching 30 minutes and I'm not even done talking. So these were all of the products that I tried, or excuse me, I keep saying that. These were all of the new brands that I tried in 2021. That was a lot of brands. If I'm counting correctly, that is a total of 17 new brands that I tried in 2021. Like I said, a pat on the back, because I love makeup so much, but I can definitely remain loyal to certain brands. And I think it's really important to kind of, you know, expand your horizons and really just try new brands, try new formulas. And if I never did, I wouldn't have discovered some of these favorites. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Which new brands did you try in 2021? I'm very curious to know. If you liked this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. And I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.